I'm alive, barely. I'm here. Hi. I have pneumonia, so that's fun. I'm on dialysis, so I end up getting pneumonia a lot. Pretty much every time I get sick now, I end up getting pneumonia. I don't know. My immune system isn't great. And I don't know what's going on with my eyes, but like, I don't know if like my immune system just like attacked my eyes, or like if it was the hospital dry air. I don't know. But I woke up and my eyes were all swollen shut. I don't think it was from my fluid, whatever, dialysis things, but like, excuse me, disrespectful. Anyway, so I thought today, hi guys, I'm Keely, by the way. Welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. I thought we'd do something a little different today, something we haven't done in a while. We're gonna watch more distressing things from the internet. Like I'm just not stressed enough. I'm just not stressed enough. I'm just so calm and so relaxed. Not me. Okay. So we're going to watch a video about some distressing things from the internet. So let's do that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll just go ahead and get straight to the video. I'm ready. Am I? I don't know. Am I ready? Are you guys ready? I'm ready. All right. I think I'm ready. Let's do this. I was like, why can't I hear anything?
Most stories I cover, this one has a very limited amount of information that's publicly available, but the call itself tells you everything you need to know about the event, so
that's a bad fire.
The call a little quicker.
Oh my God, I'm sorry to already pause it, but this, like, there was, it was like it looked like a house, but it was like a bunch of apartments, or like 7 apartments in this, complex, and I guess this lady had left a candle burning and then like left her house or something. Like, I'm like, girl, they must have been on drugs to like just leave with a full ass candle going, like, and it caught the curtains on fire and destroyed like, I think 6 out of 7 of the apartments. And this was right before Thanksgiving. I would have been so pissed. That lady would have been going to court if that were me. Oh my God. I felt so bad for all the people because that's all your things. Like, you lose everything. And I watched the fire. Like, I was driving, I think, to dialysis. My daughter's dad was taking me, I think. And we were like, ooh, that's a bad fire. It was really bad. Like, the whole, I'm just like, I always have a candle going, but like, I would never just like leave with a candle lit. Like, I'm sorry, you've got to be on drugs to be. I'm not saying she was. I don't know for a fact, but like, who does that, girl?
2020, a 42-year-old woman named Denise Nichols
like,
from Port Orange, Florida, was going about her life as usual, enjoying her Sunday
Port
and just
Orange,
making
Florida.
the most of the weekend. She'd eat a few
I'm so
meals,
sick.
talk to a couple of her friends, and just watch a bit of TV. Nothing special happened that day, but nothing bad or suspicious happened.
Sounds like my day. I cook and I watch TV.
So later in the evening, Denise would eventually end up just
my
laying
eyes
down
hurt.
and falling asleep. In the middle of her sleep, however, something awful was about to happen that no innocent human being.
It's negative like 12 here, so I'm freezing.
What happened? In the early morning of Monday, October 5th, so about halfway through her sleep at this point, Denise would wake up to her absolute worst nightmare. The smell of smoke and the sight of flames beginning to spread across her motorhome. See, this would be a nightmare for anyone. In Denise's case, it was particularly bad.
It's a motorhome. Those are like
disabled, and so it was impossible for
those
this poor lady
burn
to
fast.
move at the rate that she needed in order to beat the speed that the fire was spreading. Again, because of sparse details, we don't know exactly how late into the fire that she woke up, but we all know how fast fires could spread. And
yeah, especially in mobile homes.
This was a horrible, horrible situation for a disabled person to be in, because she'd need a bit more time than the average person to set up for her escape. Neighbors recount that they could hear her screaming from the inside of her place as the flames overtook.
Oh my God! Did you guys see that video of that tunnel accident, like the crash that happened in that tunnel in Wyoming, and that guy had to kick out this just happened. This guy had to kick out, he was a trucker, he had to kick out his windshield, and you could literally hear, it was so horrible, you could hear people burning to death, like screaming, trapped in their car in this tunnel. Like, it's the worst thing I've ever heard. It was so sad and so scary. I feel so bad for those people. Like, I'm so sorry if you had a family member who passed or was involved in that accident, because, oh my God, that was the most horrible thing I'd ever seen. I'm really glad that guy got out, but like, oh my God, it was horrible. I don't recommend looking up the video, you guys, because it's actually, like, I know I watch a lot of disturbing shit, but it's like legitimately so disturbing. So awful. I couldn't imagine being trapped in your car.
Run outside to check what was going on. One of the nearby neighbors would immediately call 911 after waking up to this disaster, and here's how that call went down.
Uh-oh.
Why is everybody still wasting their time?
These ads, I'm sorry guys, I can't afford premium, but these ads are really getting really bad.
911, where's your emergency?
Hi, I'm on the Rosebank Trailer Park. 28 trailers burning. It's on fire. There's a woman inside of it.
Oh God.
Okay, you said
I think I've heard this. Have I watched this?
Port Orange, ma'am, Port Orange.
Is anybody inside the mobile home?
Yes, there's a Christmas woman inside.
She can't get out?
Why do I feel like I've seen this video?
Okay. And what's on fire?
Or at least this story.
The mobile home is on fire, but she lives it.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just want to specify. Is it the entire thing? You can see smoke and flames?
Yes, huge flames. It's going out now.
I already had the call for the fire department, okay?
Dispatchers are so important, but like,
On the mobile home, on the side.
The whole motor home.
Okay.
some of these can be hard to listen
She's
to.
laying inside. We can't get her out.
Okay. 1 second. I'm just gonna update them, okay? Can you guys see
Makes
her
me
from where
sad.
you're at?
She's burning to death. The flames are coming out of her.
Oh no!
Okay, just try to. I don't want you guys to go in there. Okay, that's the most important thing. Because if you go in there, it's not helping the situation.
It just went out, ma'am.
Hold on.
She's in there dying.
Oh my God.
The scene is on fire now.
That would feel
they're
so
on the way.
awful.
I just need you to help me.
That's good. The trees are on fire. She's done.
Oh my God.
Don't let anybody go in there.
This is sad.
Okay, if she's disabled and can't move at all.
She's dead.
Oh,
Why do you say that?
Because she stopped screaming.
oh God.
Hang on.
That's sad.
They've got a hose on it, a garden hose.
Where is the fire department?
Garden hose on it, but she's...
If it's exploding or anything is doing that, definitely tell them to just stop putting water on it because we don't know what started the fire.
We're getting them out of there now, Mel. No.
Okay.
We've got...
And nobody went into the mobile home, right?
My dad and the neighbor went in to try to save her. She was laying on the floor.
Oh, they couldn't get to her?
There was no, she was already screaming. I looked out my window and
Oh, that has
came
to be
out and
horrible.
saw the fire.
That has to be horrible.
And are they out and they're okay? Sir?
They're out in the cave.
Okay. Are they...
Just as...
Yeah, the fire department's almost there, okay? They're coming as fast as they can. But you're
Whoa, shoot.
Hey, stand the other side! Get out of here!
That was bad. You can hear that clearly explode.
Everything.
If she has an oxygen tank in there, that's what's gonna cause that. So you need to keep people away from
Oh
it, okay?
no,
I
yeah.
don't know what she had, ma'am. I've only ever talked to her once, and I know she was...
Oh my God.
Right in there.
My grandpa, I love my grandpa so much. He loved a glass of scotch, and the old ladies at the nursing home called him Don Travolta because his name was Don, and he liked to dance. Like, he was a really good dancer, and they all wanted to dance with my grandpa, but he had emphysema, and he smoked until the day he died. He's like, give me what I love before I die, because the doctor was like, well, Don, you got to quit smoking. You know, you're going to... Because I think he would already... like, was dying of smoking. He's like, well, what's gonna happen next? I'm gonna get lung cancer. Give me my cigarettes. So, like, we'd take him a carton of cigarettes, but like, he would go outside with his oxygen on. He'd take it off and they'd move it away. He'd smoke and then put his oxygen back on and go back inside. I loved my grandpa. He lived to be like in his late 80s. He's like, he enjoyed every last second of his life. He had a red convertible that he ended up, I think he like had it I don't remember he got too many tickets, or he would always drive too fast in Florida. It was a little red convertible. I loved my grandpa so much. He was the best. Don't do that then. Don't smoke with oxygen.
Okay. Listen, can you check with your father and the other person? They don't need an ambulance, do they?
No.
Okay.
They can't stay another way.
I need to keep you on the phone until the help gets there, okay? Because there's an officer almost there, too.
I hear flames. I hear ambulance.
You still see this?
As of the posting of this video, there still hasn't been any public updates on the results of her autopsy, but the fire was not suspected to have started under any suspicious circumstances, which is at least good. Rest in peace to Denise Nichols. I send my deepest condolences to her family, and I hope they found some sort of peace since this situation occurred.
Sad.
Nobody should ever have to go through something like this, and
that's
to imagine
horrible.
what she dealt with in those last few minutes is far beyond my capabilities.
Okay, I haven't seen this video then. I thought it was... I must have heard that story somewhere. To the exact day. Uh-oh.
So this is one of those topics that this platform just genuinely does not like, to the point that even saying the name of the event...
Oh no! Well, I'm gonna... Whatever. 9/11. Okay, 9/11. 9/11 was... terrible. I have a video where I watched this really good video that... I think it was with the 9/11 Memorial Foundation that made it. I don't remember. It's called... What was it called? You can find it on my channel. I posted it around September 11th of this last year. It was really good. But yeah, I was like... How old was I? I was in 8th grade, so I was almost 14. And then I went on my 8th grade trip to DC and saw the Pentagon like right after it happened. And it was like all smashed up, and it was crazy. What a like crazy time, because like the whole world just changed so abruptly and so quickly, and just like everything was so different after that, and like we were just in so much turmoil for so long. But then like I think back and I'm like, man, do you guys remember when we thought old GW was gonna be the worst president we'd ever have, and like how wrong we were? I kind of miss old GW. Old W. Terra. The war on Terra. Now watch this drive. He was really funny.
Will get you demonetized or restricted, which to me is absolutely pathetic, because it's a major historical event.
It's crazy how many people don't know about 9/11. It's crazy.
Just a heads up, I'm going to be annoyingly careful with my words. This entry was introduced to me several months ago.
I follow that channel.
A very reliable source and archiver named Between Two Towers broke it to me, and they provided me with some incredibly valuable information that you're going to see shortly. So huge shout out to them and everyone else over at the archive. It has very little coverage, if any, and I have a feeling that after this video comes out, you're going to hear about it a lot more. I wanted to do an entire video on it alone, but as we've learned, those videos don't usually do that well on this channel.
7.7 thousand views, that's pretty good for me.
Group's user named Xynopool, which, if we reverse the letters, spells out the name Leo Phoenix. So that's what I'm going to call him. On August 30th of 2001, Leo Phoenix made a post to the Google group alt.prophecies.nostradamus. The post was titled
me out,
where he would go on to make a very alarming prophetic post, predicting some sort of major catastrophe in the near future. I'm going to show you part of what his post says, and then we'll get...
Huh? Wait, was it on like a forum or like a message board chat room? Because in 2001, like, I mean, we had the internet, but like we didn't have, well, I guess, I don't know. I guess I was posting on jpop. Was I on jpop.com at that point? The internet was just so different than it is now, and I mean, I remember using like AIM and stuff. What did they say what this was on?
We'll get to the other stuff after.
He said it was a Google document?
Everyone on this news group. I hate this news
group,
and everyone on it sucks. You are all evil liars. Do not be so evil and be holy.
I hate people like this.
This is the truth of my mouth. I'm not telling you what is going to happen until it does, because an evil and adultery...
I'm sorry, I would see this and be like religious psychosis. Immediately, I would just shut down. Like, shut up. I saw something. It was on that tunnel accident. It was some person in the comments, and they were like, it's because people need to repent at the end of time. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. This is why nobody likes y'all. This is why nobody likes y'all. You can't just be like, oh my gosh. Even I hate it when people are like, I'm praying for you, because like, bold of you to assume I believe the same thing as you, like narcissist. But anyway, maybe it's just like my personal like trauma being raised in, I don't know. My daughter goes to Catholic school. I went to Catholic school my whole life, but like super, super, super preachy people are the worst. And it's always the ones who are like, I'll pray for you. And they never mean it in a nice way. Anyway, but like this type of stuff makes me shut down immediately. I'm just like, you can't even be like, I'll say a prayer for you, or even a freaking thoughts and prayers is better than being like, you deserved it. It's the end times. God, shut up. Shut the fuck up. This is why nobody likes y'all. Well, you doom and gloom fucking people. Like, why would anybody want to be around you? I guarantee you make everything like about how the world is fucking ending. You guys have been saying that since literally forever. And it hasn't ended yet. So shut the fuck up. It's fucking annoying.
Seeks for a sign.
Sorry, this shit annoys me.
Keely was a pretty avid user of this group and was known to be a highly religious person, often making prophecies and showing his distaste for government entities and the state of the West. So naturally, this one didn't particularly stand
These people are why we're in the situation we're in now with fucking Trump.
To question or doubt him and ask what he was talking about, though, Leo Phoenix responds with, "Wait 7 days, and then maybe I'll answer this post. You see, I'm going away in 7 days, and you will not hear from me again." Now, at first this just seems like another excuse not to answer the pushback, but when we zoom out and look at the date this was posted, things take an incredibly different direction. This post was made on September 4th of 2001.
I still don't think that means anything.
7 days forward brings us to the date of one of the most
I'm immediately like not into this story because I don't like religious nuts.
Just predicted the horrible events of this day on a public forum just a week before it happened. His posts clearly showed that he was a religious
fanatic. My eyes hurt.
He despised the Western world and claimed that bad things are going to happen. And now he just predicted the day with great accuracy. After the attacks on that fateful morning, the post almost immediately caught attention again, and within the same day, a massive amount of users were flooding the thread. By this point, people were already rightfully convinced that Leo had to have some sort of
what did I go on during night, like after everything had happened, and like we still had we didn't get sent home from school, but we didn't have class. Like we watched it happen live on TV, and then we just kind of talked about it with our teachers, and we're allowed to go on the computer. And I think I was on the Neopets forums. I think that's what I did. I was like, did you guys hear? And everyone's like, yeah, there's like 5 million posts about it. Shut the fuck up.
Catastrophe
on my Neopets forum.
So the question is, what did Leo know?
Nothing. He was just having a religious freak out.
The thread continued to be flooded with many highly emotional and threatening posts, and that's no surprise as the events had literally just happened, but a lot of them were very interesting nonetheless, like these ones that said, Xenopol seems to have known something, and this is definitely more than a coincidence.
Definitely. Why did you say that?
Attacks. Freaky. People continued to call him out, and Leo would eventually log back on and start defending himself.
Definitely.
And of course, almost immediately, many people tipped this guy off to the FBI. Where
I would too. I'd be like, "Hello, FBI."
Anyone who reports this to the FBI will be cursed. Do not do so evil. I said many
I'm not
times
scared of your stupid little freaking religious freakout curse.
With David Koresh at Waco. How do you think they'll do?
Oh God, he brought up David Koresh. Now we know exactly the kind of person he is.
Now you would want the same for me. Why again? Because the U.S. government took down the World Trade Center.
You know who else was like, Waco? Fucking Timothy McVeigh, who I saw one time. It was when he was getting transferred through the jail. And my mom's a judge, and there are these tunnels that connect the jail and the city courthouse. And he was like getting transferred, I think, from Oklahoma to, where did he end up, in Illinois or something? I don't remember. But there were like 100 fucking COs around him and like deputies and shit. And we're walking in this tunnel over to the jail because my mom had to like sign some paperwork. I don't know. She had to do something. She had to go over to the jail for some reason. And I went with her to work. And there were all these, like, I mean, there were so many people in that tunnel. And they were around one guy. And I literally made eye contact with him. And I was just like, I was little. So I was like, I don't know who that is. My mom goes, do you know who that was? And I was like, no. She goes, that's the Oklahoma City bomber. I was like, oh, God. It was so scary. He was, like, obsessed with Waco, wasn't he?
I will say, considering that last sentence was not even 12
was so
hours
sad.
after things began, and the fact that nowadays this is pretty much everyone's leading theory, he was certainly ahead of his time in that sense. Either way, though, people followed through with what they said, and the FBI would quickly
And he was a
get after
terrorist.
this guy. Within the next couple of days, Leo Phoenix went quiet, and articles started popping up saying that he was arrested. Weirdly, very few American news platforms or broadcasts would discuss this, making many people think that there was something they were already hiding. One article I could find
No, he was
from
just a
Euronews
nut.
on September 13th, and reads, breaking news on Euronews TV. One of the individuals using the nickname Xenopol was traced and arrested about 1 hour ago. His brother put himself in the spotlight by revealing information about the terrorist attacks before the event, using the same nickname. FBI agents who normally work undercover
I would
on the
assume he
internet
was
pretended
involved
to be
too.
youngsters baiting and tracing powder, started online discussions with the suspect to get as much information as possible out of them, while other officials were tracing the IP addresses used by the suspect. Euronews also revealed some very bizarre information which confirms what some of you in here already suspected. The initial Xenopol is likely to be involved in the attacks.
That's what I would assume.
People were infuriated with this individual, and given that it was so soon after the events, many believed that he played some sort of role in this, and again, with very good reason. But now,
We were all
20 years later, we know so much more, and
pissed at a lot of things after that.
Xenopol or Leo Phoenix. Why could this be? Is there something being hidden, and was this man actually involved with anything? I'm pretty confident that I have an answer to this and have gotten to the bottom of this one, so let's move forward to some of the other information and more details that came out later.
What do you want to bet he was involved? Oh, an ad.
Yes, this is
Surprise. Oh, my God.
Now at 45, having
Pain in
more
the
freedom.
ass.
See, what I didn't show you when I read the initial post is the very first sentence. He actually started it with, something is going to happen tomorrow, and remember, this was initially posted on August 30th. Once this didn't pan out, someone came back and
Surprise!
said, well, tomorrow.
Surprise. It's always like the world. Remember in like it was like 2011? And all those people like, the world's going to end. And I'm sitting there at my like job working as a massage therapist at the spa like, I hope it fucking does. I was sitting at the front desk answering phones like, it would hurry.
It was yesterday and nothing happened.
Like, fuck
And then
this,
Leo
man.
said, wait 7 days and then maybe I'll answer your post. You see, I'm going away in 7 days and you will not hear from me again.
Because you're involved and you're going to get
I'm
arrested.
interpreting this response in a completely different way than what the general consensus is. To me, it doesn't look like he said that something would happen in 7 days. It looks like he said he might reply to a question in 7 days. That's just my interpretation, though, and again, it could very well be incorrect. Maybe these attacks could have
I'm so sick of conspiracy theorists, bro. I'm tired of them.
Still, this does change a lot.
Like, you're all fucking annoying. Like, you
Additionally,
can't.
there were a lot of claims that Leo Phoenix went back and retroactively edited his posts to take things out. A lot of people who were on the forum claim to remember seeing the initial posts have things about Bin Laden on
No.
it, or that the original subject
I
field
doubt
was not
it.
actual 9/11. Usually, it would be pretty impossible to confirm something like this on such an old post, as most archives came much later, but by some insane work from the guys over at the Archive, I was able to get my hands on some super exclusive and old ones that were created not even 16 hours after everything happened. Let's just say this was not easy for them to get. It turns out that the individual behind these files was active in that form at that very time, and along with this, he also has dated archives of an insane amount of information
That's
pertaining
weird.
to these events. Pictures, videos, forums.
You know,
upon
I
forums,
have a bunch.
everything.
I have like VHS tapes where I recorded like all of the news for like months afterwards. I have the newspaper, the newspapers that came out the day after. I think I still have all of that unless my mom threw it away in the estate sale. I'm not surprised she threw away my Spice Girls dolls in the boxes and my Furby and all my shit I saved from the 90s, but whatever. Like, I get physically sick thinking about it. I hope she didn't get rid of my 9/11 shit. I'll be so mad. I have the pictures from the Pentagon somewhere. I have to find them. I don't know where they are. I'll have to ask her.
It's nothing top secret or anything like that, but for purely archival purposes, it's pretty amazing. None of this has been posted anywhere, and for the privacy of the individual involved in getting us this, I'm not going to be giving any names, details, or showing anything else. One thing I will say is that this guy was a network manager for a government data center, and he went into his work and used their 200 megabyte connection years ago.
This feels a little illegal, but okay.
Why is this big file important to this video? Well, as previously mentioned, it turns out that he has archives of this Google group from not even 16 hours after the attack.
Google group? I didn't even know those existed back then.
If the actually looked any different at that point, or if it had anything that was later removed. And when we do so, we can clearly see that the post is exactly as it read in the later archives, meaning that as of that night, the post was still the same. Of course, you could have edited it in like the 16 hours prior, but
I think that's what happened. People are so good at faking shit now.
The only ones. This is truly as far back as we can go.
So annoying.
Say that he edited them while the attacks were occurring, so do with that information what you will. I personally don't think he actually went back and changed any details. And
I do.
If he did, once we look a little
I don't believe in this shit.
Phoenix story, I think you'll see.
Okay, but I will say that like before this tsunami, the Japan tsunami, I had like nightmares of tsunamis for like a year and a half, 2 years before that. And then after it happened, they stopped. And then recently, when that plane from Wichita crashed in DC, like the weekend before that, because I'm from Wichita, like that's my hometown, and I had a dream that a plane crashed in Wichita, like fell from the sky. And I woke up, I was like, Badger, I had the craziest dreams. And then that happened, and I was like, whoa, that was weird. That happens to me sometimes, where I'll have like, my mom always used to say, you have ESP, because like we'd be driving home and I'd be like, I feel like someone's like so-and-so's at our house, and we'd come around the corner and their car was there. Like my mom was just like, how the fuck do you do that? I don't know. Maybe it's just from all my trauma. I'm just too observant.
See that it doesn't really matter. As I showed you before, there were articles saying that he was arrested, but many ended up actually just being sketchy and also false news stories. Like, for example, Euronews TV had a sort of hack job reputation back then, so the veracity of whatever I read you in that excerpt is highly debatable. And in an online interview I found later that week, Leo Phoenix even said that the FBI ended up at his front door the next day and left within 30 minutes. They didn't even take his computer, so to me, it's unlikely that this man actually had anything to do with these horrible events, and was more of just a self-proclaimed religious prophet, which was the entire point of this group.
He was in religious psychosis.
It didn't work out very well though, as he made quite a few other predictions that didn't end up being true whatsoever, like these ones. I think
not
there would be a total earthquake in Los Angeles in 2003. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about this, but if you live in that city, just get out right now, because I know
they've been saying that for so long, the big one.
Anyways, after global warming, the next thing you will see is Mars crash into the Earth and leave red dust all over China, Japan, going over towards the UK, and everything in the sea will die.
Oh, I'm so sick of y'all. I'm so fucking sick of y'all, bro.
Or the UK. No one should live by the coast by 2007. If everyone did this, I just think how many lives would be saved.
Not because of this, I just feel like shit.
California earthquake on the 22nd of December in 2003 that caused a couple people to pass away and hundreds of millions in damages, but it doesn't really line up with the scale of an event that he was talking about. Also, he claimed with a lot of conviction that he knew everyone would be forced out of LA by the year 07 due to changes in climate. Despite some of the horrible things that happened there recently, the city still very much exists and has not been swallowed by the ocean.
I was there when I lived there, 2010.
2009. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's happened yet. Nor is that even possible.
I hope it does.
Nonetheless, it's an incredibly interesting rabbit hole, and there's probably a lot more to this that even I couldn't find through research, and given its age, that makes a lot of sense. To me, I think this was nothing more than a bit of an eccentric guy making a ton of vague predictions.
Did you guys hear about that asteroid that's supposed to crash into Earth? I hope it fucking does. I hope it does. I'll be out there like this. Let's go, bitch. Let's go, brother. Let's go. I'm done. I'm over it. Hit the White House. That'd be great. I'll just take care of that first, because I don't want to pass away with this doofus in the White House.
Predictions and seemingly getting one right. After all, if this was actually true, this guy would likely be at least some form of a household name. But either way, I'm just curious to hear what you guys think.
I think it's just some dude in psychosis. That's what I think it is. Oh my god, this is crazy.
Just as much as they were when they saw it in a video or a post.
At least it's not one of those 50-second ads and you're just like, what the fuck?
One of the darkest things I've come across since beginning the series.
Oh god.
It took place in China in October of 2021.
What happened?
It was only released publicly in the past 8 or 9 months.
The fuck is that?
Trust me when I say you should not go looking for it.
The fuck is it? I'm not going to.
What happens afterwards. On October 8th, 2021, a 28-year-old Chinese man was leaving his flat and heading out to go take care of some things on his to-do list.
Do people here call it a flat?
Was an e-bike, so anytime he wasn't riding, he would bring his battery up into his flat to charge it for his next ride. In this case, the man...
Sorry, he just has an American accent. I've never heard, ever heard an American call it a flat. Ever. We call it an apartment.
Was leaving the flat.
Just saying, maybe some people do, I don't know.
Either way, CCTV footage catches him.
Oh my god, have I seen this?
Building, entering, and then pressing the ground floor button. Out of nowhere, and just after the doors closed, this lithium-based e-bike battery completely blows up in one of the biggest fires and displays of smoke I've seen from a portable battery of that size.
I kind of want to see it now.
Happens within just a few seconds, and he immediately reacts and attempts to get out of the lift. Unfortunately, the man was just slightly too late.
Oh, that's sad.
The doors were closed, the elevators are
no, I'm so scared of elevators.
As the explosion only continued to worsen.
Bro, I had an elevator. I used to live on the 25th floor on the top of a penthouse. I had like floor to ceiling windows, view of the whole downtown. Absolutely gorgeous. 25th floor. Oh my God. There were 3 elevators you could take. There were a couple that were just janky. And then one that was like, okay. And this was like a nice building. This is like a really expensive penthouse. And it's when I drove my BMW too, man. I used to have like a lot more money. But anyway, and I was in the elevator going from the 25th floor down to the first floor. And it dropped 2 floors on me. They were doing maintenance, I guess. I was like, holy shit. I walked down the rest of the way, and for the rest of the time I lived there, I walked up and down 25 flights of stairs. So, and I don't work out, so.
Here's where the camera's mounted in the elevator and him just walking in.
I hate elevators. Ah!
And here's what we see just 3 seconds
I have bad dreams
later.
about elevators. Oh, shoot.
It's some absolutely intense stuff to watch, but what's more intense is the next part of the video. The public video release also includes CCTV footage of the floor that the elevator was traveling to. It's here that we can see 2 individuals waiting to catch a ride. As the door opens, they are completely thrown back by what it opens up to. And
oh God.
Likely hearing the man's agony and seeing the fire in its entirety. They're very shocked, but
those batteries burn.
Stuff, and it appears that the woman is calling an emergency line, so they are quick to react and do the right thing.
Holy cow.
Thanks to a series of people utilizing fire extinguishers before slowly pulling the man out of the lift. And of course, this is the part that I don't recommend. The individual was understandably almost completely black and charred from the event, and to think that this individual was conscious when this happened makes me sick to my stomach. And I can't even begin to imagine what he or Denise from the earlier story had to experience.
Must have been horrible.
This footage to serve as a handling warning for
poor guy.
There were some random claims circulating that the battery created some sort of magnetic field when the elevator was turned on, but that's not true. It was likely some sort of fault within the battery itself. In the aftermath, this poor man would last in the hospital for another 28
I have some button batteries because I don't know where to take them. I'm so scared it's going to burn my house down.
Pass on, finally succumbing to the battery accident that occurred nearly a month earlier.
Yo, that was a good video. I really like this channel. They always have really good videos. Fright Factory. So go check them out. Follow them. And yeah. These videos don't really do well on my channel, but I like watching them, and I want to give you guys a variety of things to like watch, listen to, etc. So if you guys have any suggestions of like stories you want me to watch, like learn about, like events that you want me to watch a video about, anything like that, anything interesting, leave it in the comments below. I read everybody's comments, and I have a list of things that I would like to get to. So, yeah, let me know. And if it seems interesting, then I will check it out and we'll watch it together. But yeah, it was a good video. It was interesting. It was good. All right. Well, I feel like shit, so I'm going to go. And hopefully my eyes will feel better. I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know if it's because it's like negative 12 out right now, and the weather, the drop was just really severe. It got really warm. It's literally going to be like 61 next Tuesday, and it's like we got like 8 inches of snow, and it's negative temps right now. So welcome to Kansas. Okay, guys, I will just see you in my next video. I love you. Bye.